but in actual sense, you cannot stay the same person when you're staying at the farm. Food, a Frenchman said, that is the first wealth. So it just boils down to the fact that you cannot do without a community. We don't fly solo. Food is the first wealth. When you grow it right, you feel insanely rich no matter what you own. Hello, Samson here. Welcome to this segment of book reviews. So I have been reading another book of long ago. So this one is The Dirty Life. So things that have to do with food, farming, and love. This is by Kristin Kimball. So a stunning story of a Manhattan life freelancer who actually decided that she was going to move in to live at the farm with the going to be husband. A nice story actually that comes as a result of just a write-up that is there. If you love reading and following through stories, this might be a good read for you. And there are 5 major lessons that I got from the book, which I am going to share in today's segment, and just diving right into it. The first lesson is that farming isn't romantic. It's really hard work. So when Kristin had moved to the farm, she actually got to realize that it was going not to be the romancy or rosy. Instead, there was a lot of hard work that was going to be put in if the farm was to be a success. So a great ongoing war, as she calls it, where everything that was taking place at the farm required a lot of hard work that was put in. So the romantic vision of a farm is actually a delusion, and it's a lie. Whenever you want to do agriculture, you're going to sweat it out. You're going to put in the work that's needed in order to get the results which you want. The second lesson that I get, and which the book I think puts out, is the fact that agriculture itself is going to get to transform you in as much as you transform the land. So a lot of times you think that we're just turning the soil up and down, we plow and do A, B, C, D. But in actual sense, you cannot stay the same person when you're staying at the farm. It changes the way you think, it changes the way you live, and it changes the way you simply do things. The third lesson is that community is the invisible infrastructure on farming. So no farmer is a solo farmer. What you need is a community where you'll be able to supply to, that is market. You need a community of people who are going to help you to scale up, that is labor. And you need a community of people who are going to even put in funds for you to be able to scale up the agriculture that you are doing. So relationships now become a very keen thing in order to pursue the agriculture that you are doing. So this is one of the things that those guys got to meet. There is a narration actually in the book where they had a nearby, I think, Methodist church, which welcomed them when they were at their farm and still in search of a place to stay. So it just boils down to the fact that you cannot do without a community. We don't fly solo. The fourth lesson that is put out is that knowing where your food comes from changes everything. So it's a narration of where this woman was 13 years old, and then she had to learn how to slaughter pigs and different things. So when you get an understanding of where your food comes from, you understand that it is different from what you get from the grocery stores. So there's a quote that I get from the book which makes a lot more sense, that food, a Frenchman said, that is the first wealth. So food is the first wealth. When you grow it right, you feel insanely rich no matter what you own. So at the end of the day, food is the first wealth. No matter how you grow it, you get to just feel insanely rich. So when you understand where your food comes from, you have the confidence even in getting to partake in it. Lastly, number 5 is that love is a verb. Commitment is built on a daily basis. For people who've been married and live at the farm, I think there is that understanding of the mutuality of the relationship that comes with, oh, we need to do A, B, C, D. So you get to keep choosing the partner that you're living with on a constant basis. And it simply boils down to the fact that it is a commitment that you've decided that you are going to commit to. So farm life is not something that is easy, not all rosy, romantic. Needs a lot of commitment, needs community, and it needs you to have an understanding of why you're growing the food that you're growing and why you're doing what you're doing. So this is simply the dirty life on farming, on food, and on love. Read the book. Good story, good write-up. Yeah, till we meet in the next segment, I am checking out.